first Thoroughbred Stallion stood here in 1935. My late grandfather Jack stood him here. He used to stand at various draft stallions and other stallions before that. The first Thoroughbred Stallion was in 1935. There's been a lot of good stallions here through the years. Started off with Jacours, Trouville, went on to Orchestra and Furried Lane were the main men in the 1980s into the 90s. Then lately obviously we've had the late Mountain Nelson who passed last year, and then our current roster of Court Cave, Kalanisi, Califet and Poet's Word. Poet's Word, he was obviously a top class racehorse. Won the Prince of Wales Stakes in Royal Ascot and the King George and Queen Elizabeth 6 Stakes again in Ascot. He was really popular here this year. Covered a good book of mares and a lot of quality mares, a lot of black type mares, black type producers. So we couldn't be any happier with how his first year went. So we're looking forward to his first foals in the coming spring. Very good looking horse. Everyone that comes to see him is very struck by his looks. He just has that way about him. Again, I suppose he made 300,000 as a yearling, so you would have been hoping, without seeing him, that he's a pretty good looking horse. But anyone that sees him isn't disappointed. He has that presence about him. You need to be on the ball, move quickly, and look, you hope for the best. But we were delighted to get him and lucky to get him at the time. Court Cave, obviously he's been standing this year for a long time now. He retired here as a 3-year-old. He's now rising 20. He's been a revelation really, because as an unraced horse he had to prove himself the hard way. He didn't get a lot of mares starting out, but from the word go he was producing sound, tough race horses, which has followed on. And as the quality of mare improved, obviously he was getting a lot more top class horses, and he's just having a great last couple of seasons. He's having a wonderful season this year. The last couple of weeks even he's had a Grade 2 winner, Call Me Lyrene, who's a horse that we bred here. Gordon Elliott trains him, he's unbeaten. And Court Maid, then Tom Mullins trained mare, won the big handicap chase in Fairyhouse. He's actually, as we speak, he's the 3rd leading living sire at Stud at the moment, which is a great achievement, because he probably wouldn't have covered the size of books of mares that a lot of the other stallions would have covered. So he's been very good to us, and touch wood, he's in good health, so hope there's a few more years to come. He's a very reliable horse. I think he's probably, despite his age, he's probably still a bit underrated. His progeny are very reliable. Whatever level they are at, they give their best, they give their all. They're sound horses, they train on. So I guess that's one of the reasons. Kalanisi, what can you say? He's favourite around here. He's a bit of a legend. Obviously, from his racing days, it's amazing. People that come into the yard that still remember his epic battles on the racetrack with Giant's Causeway. Then, of course, after that, he got the better of Monju a couple of times. He was a top-class racehorse. At Stud, then he's been brilliant for us. He's constantly churns out the big race winners. Most recently this year, he had 2 winners at the Cheltenham Festival, and also was the broodmare sire of another winner, which was a great achievement. Imperial Aura, then one of his Cheltenham winners, has gone on now. He's a top class horse. He's won the Ascot Chase there recently, a Grade 2 race. And you could keep listing his top class performers like Catchett, champion hurdle winner, Barter's Hill, Fiona, the ill-fated Fiona, who could have been a superstar mare, Darver Star, the list goes on. He's a brilliant horse. Califet, who we got in from France as a proven horse a few years ago. He's done very well since we got him. His French crops continue to do well. He had the French Gold Cup winner last year, Carriacou, ridden by Davy Russell. And it's just now that his Irish bred crops are coming on stream. So his first Irish bred crops are 5-year-olds, and they're starting to filter through with some nice impressive bumper winners and point-to-point winners lately. So again, from his Irish breds, I guess the best is yet to come. He's good crop of 4-year-olds and 3-year-olds. So hopefully we'll be seeing them emulate his French bred progeny and get to the top and become good black type horses. Cheltenham Festival has been good to us the last number of years. It was 3 years ago where 3 of the 4 sires here sired Grade 1 winners at the festival, which was a great achievement. You have to be very optimistic, like it's a very appealing game from a spectator point of view, from people investing in the industry, get a lot of pleasure out of it. So like I'd be very optimistic going forward despite the times we're in at the moment, but I think we'll get over that, and it's a great industry to be involved in.